Right, hello everybody. Welcome to this will be a big surprise if you're watching this right now. This is a live edition, 100% live. It's for me it's quarter past 5 p.m. UK time on the 10th of the 10th, 2021. So this is 100% live. Just to kind of like forewarn everybody, so take this in your brain spaces. Because we're going to be recording in a minute as a constant live video recording, so this is just like because we're recording the podcast, it will be from start to finish. So we won't be taking any questions or interrupting the show from that point. So there will be a Q&A, but it will be at the end. So hello everybody in chat. We're going to be interacting with you kind of now. And then it's just a case of like going like, we're going to be doing a constant record. So hello to YOLO, to Manuel, to Christopher, to Quantum, to Wither, to Sean, anybody else, Brady Bunch Club. Hello everybody, hello. Right, so we are going to be getting into the recording in a minute. So as again, just to repeat everybody, the Q&A will be recorded at the end as well. So we'll be taking questions after the video has been recorded, whilst it's been recorded. So if you haven't seen in the description, there's a running order of things. We've got like we're back, crazy update week, that kind of stuff there. Act 7.3, what are we plans on working on MCOC, what if discussion, and then we're going to talk about other Marvel games and then finish on the Q&A. So that's the running order. We will be, when possible, in gaps, taking questions that maybe people have super chatted in, so that's something to bear in mind as well. How the podcast will be, as a lot of people know, is I will be going between like stills of like the game, going into game and kind of like talking about stuff, which I've got to remember to turn my alerts off because that will ruin the video, which it is off. Good, I was professional there, thank God. And then without further ado, everybody, I'm going to start off the podcast in a moment, and Dan is going to come in as well. So that's what we're going to do. So hello to everybody in chat, to Fras, to TVK, Keston, Jay, you've just arrived, and Sprinkling Donuts, you've just arrived for the podcast recording live. It's a very exciting time. We've never done this before, so we're really excited. And yes, we are, as Dan says, Dan's in chat saying that we were recording this for the podcast channels. Yeah. So this will be put up later on if you miss it, but we just wanted to do something different for our return back after a 3-week break. So in any case, I'm going to start recording in a moment and lead us into it. So I've got to make no mistakes. No, got to make it good. Okay.
Episode 75, Rich. 75.
See, Dan's coming to remind me that 75, because I always get it wrong. That's the running joke.
It's a 50-50 proposition. On the episode number during your intro.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Dan does stream. If you click on his name there, it should come up and take you to his channel. If you right-click it, it says go to channel. There you go. So
yeah, I haven't streamed in a while, but still posting plenty of stuff on Frontline. But I'll get back to it at some point. But we're streaming right now.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yes.
Okay. Here comes the important point. Hello everybody, welcome to episode 75 of the Contest Round podcast. This is actually a very special edition because if you're watching on YouTube, then you will know that we are recording this live with live viewers, which is the first time we've ever done this in 75 episodes of the show. And we're back. We're back after a 3-week absence. We're indeed back. So all the thing is meant to do is introduced. First of all, got to introduce like where you can find the podcast. First of all, you can find it on YouTube in the playlist. Second thing, you can find this on SoundCloud. So if you want to listen to us only and not see any kind of video, then go to SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes as well. And again, you might be saying to yourself like, "Whoa, isn't there somebody else that does the podcast with you?" And you would be right. And it's Dan Frontline MCOC, who you can find at www.frontlinemcoc.home.blog, and as well at the handle on Twitter at FrontlineMCOC. Dan, we're back.
Rich, we're back. Yay. It's been so long. Have you done anything during the interim? Anything big happen?
I got married, but I've just realised that I'm not wearing my wedding ring, so that's not a good sign.
Oh, Rich, you can't be doing that.
No.
You do not want to do that. That's gonna get you in some trouble, man.
It is.
So you got married and you got your computer back. There was some debate on the internet about which was more exciting for you.
There was, and that's just the thing. But the thing is, you can see when I get my computer back, and I can do things like, if you're watching YouTube, I've got a Stream Deck, so I can go between doing like this, which I'm gonna go from a screen where I'm showing myself as a full screen to then going to me, where flashing between me and a Batmobile, back to me, back to the game again. I can do all these multi shots, and it's just like, it just feels so better to edit, and as well I can have my my camera and my voice match up, and it's like when you know, if you do manual work, or if you do like technical work, or you do something where all your kit, all the stuff that makes you more streamlined when you're creating and doing stuff, you're vibing with your work.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you and M on the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
We're all very excited for
much.
that. It's been cool to see some of the photos. You guys really did a lot of planning, so I'm glad it all came together for you. So.
Yeah. We've
Congratulations.
Still got the photos. We get a snippet of them tomorrow. From what I gather, we'll be seeing stuff like superhero poses and what do they call it? Action superhero shots. So one of the shots is me kind of like punching the ground or kind of like thrusting away my best men, and they're kind of flying off into the air. And we've seen like the visuals of this done before, and it's like really, really good. And like, yeah, just it's really great when you kind of like have that have a photographer that understands what you want to do. Yes,
vibing with your wedding photographer will make or break the wedding.
Yeah,
in many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if the bride and the photographer are not seeing eye to eye, it's not going to go well for anybody. So my advice to anyone planning a wedding, it seems like there's like 100 million things you have to get right. Make sure you get the photographer right.
Yeah. We got a nice, I just put up a shot on YouTube of our cake, which had a Batman tier, Superman tier, and then ended up at the bottom with a Captain America tier.
Nice. Yeah. Like it.
I'm going to do a proper, like, because we've got to do some, like, proper thank yous, because a lot of people were very kindly kind of donated money or kind of, like, sent gifts to myself and Em. So we're going to be doing a video where I kind of, like, showcase everything that went on in the wedding. Thanos Gauntlet, you know, our first dance is already up there. Have you seen that video yet?
I have not seen the first dance video yet.
The first dance video I recommend seeing. I had a lot of fun.
I will check it out.
Yeah,
nice.
a lot of people got very drunk at the wedding.
At a wedding?
Yeah, I know.
No.
It was a very, very good time. We had a blast. Not that we can remember much of it, and because we kind of like did a lot of our own kind of personal organization, but it was just it's crazy. But
very cool.
But you know, in amongst all that stuff, in amongst going to a wedding, in amongst preparation, there was stuff that happened after that and kind of kicked us off the month of October, which
oh my goodness, so much stuff.
I don't know how to say that was 3 to 4 days ago. What's going on with this game?
Things went absolutely crazy. I feel like we haven't had an update day like that for a while. So I think, well, you combine the confusion over the side quest with the game going down twice on Wednesday, and yeah, that's going to cause a pretty rough time for everybody. So yeah. it was a bit crazy. There was obviously a big difference in the players that were prepared for October, that had read that they needed to complete those objectives, versus the ones who learned that this week.
Congrats on the wedding.
Very different reaction from those two groups of people over how you felt about things. Like, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of the September objectives, but I got them done.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting them now because you want to get the summon symbiote, which is something that everybody wants, then yeah, I can see why people are upset about that. But it does bring up an interesting question, right? Because Kabam did say a bunch of times, like, you have to do this. They were warning us, right? In September, they were warning us. But there's definitely a segment of the community that doesn't read unless they run into a roadblock. And is it worth doing these 2-month things, even if you're trying to prep the community, if it just ends up setting a bunch of people? Because I feel like that's where we ended up, is with a bunch of people upset over something that should be really cool, the Summon Symbiote, who's going to live in our roster forever. Like, that should have been the takeaway from the week, and it wasn't.
I guess this is the problem with having a 2-month type event. It's like, it's good to have the unexpected, but at the same time, because of the confusion that is caused by creating a 2-month side event, I don't want to use the word narrative because everyone says, oh, you're using the word narrative again, Rich, but it's like even Kabam is saying the word narrative, so narrative it is. So a 2-month narrative means that, unfortunately, with anything with a part 1 and a part 2, it's a continuing story, and the implications of that is it's caused confusion. But this is something that, you know, Kabam are trying new. They, I suppose, from the way that the summer canteen, summer camp type event went down, it was like, good idea, poorly executed. And unfortunately, it may be the same thing with this month, is that this 2-parters, it's like the implications were too high for this, and the amount of people now scrambling to complete a lot of one chain of difficulty to get access to the October side event does mean that Kabam will have to go back to the drawing board and go, do you know what, we had a good idea, but yeah, it's just not hit the right notes with the player base.
Yeah, it certainly didn't. Now, even though we knew, if you were following along, that you had to complete the September objectives to participate in the October side quest, we didn't know that that was going to deny the Summon Symbiote until the last minute. So, you know, if that information had been out there earlier, I think that might have helped a bit, but it's still... I just think there's a segment of the community that just wants to play the game and is only going to read if they run into a roadblock, whether that's a node, whether that's a gate, whatever it is.
Do you think objectives have run their course when it comes to side event based like creation and structure?
No, I don't. I don't think the problem is the objectives. I think it's how they've been used and what the objectives are.
Right.
Like one of those where I think it might have been like week 2, where it was just like do like all these, you know, just do a whole bunch of fights, and it's like, okay, well, I'm doing a 6-star, the 6-star arena for Kitty Pride, so this is going to get done quite easily, naturally, by doing all these fights, and I don't have to think about it. But a lot of the time, the objectives feel like homework. It's like, okay, block 10 times with anti-venom. Well, why? You know, why? It's just like, okay, I will take my medicine. I will do my objective to get my reward. But I wish they would be a little more like something that you're just going to do naturally, or not quite have the scavenger hunt element. It's like, okay, like I'll beat up on 6.1 Agent Venom with my rank 3 Apocalypse 10 times, because whatever. But it's like, why am I doing that? Like it doesn't tie. For me, it doesn't feel like it ties into anything. This is
what I'm going to be. This is one of the things that I'm going to be sending to Kabam, ideas wise, for side events, because I've been going on for like several months. I mean, it's very. I said like about 3 months ago, I said, oh, you know, I've got loads of ideas for side events. Then you know, my cousin took his life. Then it just kind of like completely changed my mood. Then we got with the marriage side of things, and then this weekend, I'm actually just before going live to record, I just had to complete my tax return because of all that stuff before. I've had to then do that. So next weekend, I want to submit to Kabam the ideas that I've got for side events, and one of those will be a very much unique take, but also bringing together some kind of like, I don't want to talk about it too much because I feel that if I do, I've ruined something that's, number one, new as a side event, number 2, could be very exciting, and engaging for the community. And number 3, it's like, well, if you know it's out there, and it's like, well, everyone knows what to do. But that's the thing. The ideas, as you said, will be very much the case as you do your general Marvel Contest of Championing, like, spending gold, ranking up champions, opening crystals, blah, 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 blah. Like, you will complete objectives that are important for the side event, and you won't even know you've done it. And you're like,
right,
this is great. This is what I want to see.
Like, that's kind of what I want, because there's been some silly stuff recently, like especially with Summoner Camp and those objectives. Like, why don't War and AQ fights count?
Yeah,
like that's been a real pain for everybody, I think. Like that would have solved a lot of problems right there. Now, as far as the actual side quest maps, we've got the 6 of them. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle with the ordering of them from the reward sheet. So, just double check to make sure that, click on the button and make sure that it's showing the rewards you want to get. Yeah. Because it is nice to have the choices. It's nice that it has the same amount of catalyst for the summon symbiote. So there's no weird trade-offs there. It's only 3 fights. I like that. I've been doing the 6-star one, Rich.
I've been doing the same one.
Don't let that Spider-Man hit you at the end.
Oh God, yeah.
But that's a fairly easy one if you have Venom or Falcon, and I'm sure there's others that can do that. But that seems to be a good amount of 6-star shards for me, and that, as you like to say, ticks my boxes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yar. Absolutely. I think this is a great opportunity for choice. It's just one of these situations of getting to here. If you are still if you're listening and still experiencing problems when it comes to getting the summon symbiote and the anti-venom to appear after even doing these September objectives, someone reached out to me and said, I haven't received it. I've sent something to Kabam. They've done the Septembers. If you restart your game first and foremost and wait, and sadly at least one day, but I think they still come up with those objectives. They're just kind of like, you can't do them, or you can maybe do one of them, and it's but kind of like wait one day at least, and it should have rejigged that you can then get it. I've had that. Someone said that restarting the game works, so hopefully you are able to get it and kind of like, get your champions and enjoy what we're enjoying at the moment.
Yeah, and one thing I was disappointed about, a few people pointed out to me, was the summon symbiote is very limited. Like, we know that he's for that special quest at the end of the month, but you can't take him into other content. Like,
no,
I think it would have been nice if he could have been used in variant 4.
Yeah, this is exactly.
Like, I think that would have been player friendly, and would not have broken things. But that's just me.
Yeah, I even put that as a response to a comment about it. Like, I thought, oh yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy testing this out in variant 4, and then I was like, I checked the other day because I was about to prep for a video, and I was like, oh, all right, he's not there. I can't choose.
Yeah, yeah, that was. I think that was too bad. Maybe they'll open that up later, but
when the quest ends or something.
One of the things when they said we get to keep him. It's like, all right, well, if you're going to keep him, like, we're going to use him, but it doesn't seem like we're actually going to be able to use him.
Yeah.
So he's just going to go up in the little trophy case.
Yeah, he's just going to be there as a...
Oh, I mean, I guess that's cool, but I don't know. I feel like people had a lot of fun using the summon symbiote last time, 3 whole years ago, mind you. As I remember having to look up some videos and see, oh, yeah, 2018.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago. We were so young and innocent back then, Rich.
It's honestly so crazy to kind of go like, all right, well, that was 2018, and now we're in 2021.
Right, because there's so many new players that didn't get the summon symbiote the first time because they weren't playing way back then.
There's a lot of people are very surprised. They come into the game, but then they get surprised about stuff like the what was it? The 5 versus 5 arena. That one was a bit of a shocker for people. They didn't believe that was a thing. So seeing some of this stuff that was in the game prior to people starting to play, it's just like, huh. Like pin particles, man. Pin particles were such a thing back in the day. Just crazy how we've evolved. I'd like to say that, we'll be still having this conversation in 10 years. Or, no, not 10 years, in 10 years' time. In 3 years' time, when we hit 10 years. But then it's like, will we be old and grey by then? Like me and you having a conversation. Like,
my beard's definitely getting grayer by the month.
Hey Dan, do you remember the Summon Symbiote when he first came in 2018? I don't know why we're grizzled prospectors. Well, I am.
Yeah, we're gonna go pan for gold after after we run Alliance Quest. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Especially if we get more gold deals, be like, "Hey Dan, you get any more gold in Marvel Contest of Champions?"
I do need some gold after this week, but I think another thing that was not the greatest this week, and really upset some people more than I ever would have imagined was Kabam Pride level up from our cold dead hands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we were as a community not happy. Now I will freely admit I love level up.
Mm-hmm.
I wait for level up anytime I log in the game and see that level up is on. My mood becomes joyous. I love leveling up champions. And level up is good because if there was no level up, I would have 0 gold all the time.
Yeah.
So I would just keep clicking that button to level up champions with no regard for my gold stash.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, people want their 25 units and their revive, and they want to rank up their champs. And they had a summon. They had a new 3-star anti-venom with objectives.
Yeah.
A lot of people had a brand new 6-star Scarlet Witch
Yes.
that they wanted to rank up, that they were holding for level up. People were ready to go. And there was no level up, and oh boy, people were angry.
Yeah, people were not happy, and that's the biggest problem is players love consistency. I love consistency. Dan loves consistency. People watching this live like consistency when it comes to your deals, your solo events, but at the same time, the problem is sometimes Kabam can't deliver that level of consistency because of bug reasons, scheduling reasons, and I think something like this was kind of alluded to by the change of the Alliance. Was it the Alliance Wars? Or the solo event attributed to the Alliance Wars with a timer change or something?
There was a timer change with Alliance objectives.
Alliance
and
objectives,
supposedly, we were supposed to get an increased coming soon timer so you could plan further ahead, and that apparently messed up level up being able to go live, and they had to skip it, and thankfully level up's back. It's on now. But yeah, people were upset. I think all the rage from the week kind of focused on level up being gone. Like, you could have been upset about the game being down or about the summon symbiote issue, but it seemed like everything got put onto the level up event on Wednesday. So I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of like general compensation for this week. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but I think people really plan their week around that level up. So
that's true.
It does hurt when it's not there.
Yeah, I don't know, Kabam and compensation at the moment, it's like floods in one way and then it's like trickles in the other. So I think it was raised. I raised the question about the mistaken entry that maybe players would have theoretically made as a result of the incorrect quest numbering, and I was told by Kabam, no, there would be no compensation because how it'd be possible to vet people specifically against, okay, well, somebody made a mistake in the wrong entry that they made into one of the quests,
right?
Like Kabam's response to that was like, it was kind of like that was, I just thought, well, wouldn't it be bad to just like go, we'll just give everybody one entry because we kind of like tackled it earlier. But that's just the thing, isn't it? Sometimes it's like, well, you're not going to compensate. Okay, right. That's just the thing. Some things they will avidly look at. Other times they won't. And
I mean, I understand that, like, that specifically is a very tricky issue. I just think, in general, err on the side of improving the mood of the community right now.
Oh, I agree. Oh, that,
You know,
absolutely.
you're going into Cyber Weekend, you're going into Christmas. November and December are usually big months. It's been a rough summer.
Yeah, for sure.
There's been a lot of self-inflicted wounds over the last few months. So, you know, I would like to see. I would like to see a little bit. You're never going to make everyone happy, but I think just the acknowledgement. It's like, hey, last week wasn't the best.
Yeah,
thanks for hanging with us. That's always appreciated. But one thing that did turn the mood of the community around, even the saltiest members of our community, was the Deadpool event, because that had something for everyone. And I can't remember the last time I saw such universal praise for something in Marvel Contest of Champions.
Do you know what? You're a transition god, aren't you?
I do what I can, Rich.
Yeah,
I do what I can. I set him up, and you know.
I was thinking to myself, okay, this is a good kind of like sidewind here into a topic of like why we should be in a positive mood. See, that's why we're clever. That's why we're clever. Take note, people. That's what we're.
Yeah.
We're not trying to act like we're Barry Big Bollocks or whatever, but we definitely know what we're doing half the time. Damn, we just make it up. We just make it up. It just works out well. Yep. I love the fact that they've done this. It came out completely left field, came at the right time. There's a bit of a to-do when it comes to, like, say, the 25... For me, it's £25 kind of, like, pay-to-access solo event, which I decided because my sister's birthday was yesterday. I had my tax returns to do today. I just don't have the time to grind, and we wanted to record and I wanted to do this as well, the live edition of the podcast. So I thought it's just not... if I haven't got time to sufficiently grind it enough or give it a good stab, there's kind of very little point for me actually kind of giving it a go. But the deals, Dan... The deals, the gold, using gold to buy stuff. Using gold. I mean, how many people are just sitting on 100, 150 mil gold that they were never going to be able to use? Yeah. I mean, I certainly don't have that much. No. But I walked away with a 6-star Shang-Chi from a Nexus Crystal. Damn. That was worth my gold. Yeah. For sure. I don't know if I'm going to be overly that. I've got to do a quick incursions run today. At some point, but I need to, as soon as we finish recording, I'm going to check with them, see what we're up to, and whether or not I've got any time for anything, because that's just a thing as well. But yeah, like this just came as a complete surprise. I've got extensive gold grinding to do last minute to try and get some of them. But yeah, it came with unit deals as well. Yeah, some unit deals, and I thought some of them were okay. Specifically the ones more focused on the tier 2 alpha and the tier 5 basic. I think when looking at deals like this, we always have to be cognizant of where we are on the calendar. Yes. And that's about 5-6 weeks away from Cyber Weekend. And, Cyber Weekend, 4th of July are always going to be the best deal for your unit. So I do think these were some good unit deals, but if you have a larger plan for Cyber Weekend, and spending on these deals is going to derail that plan, then you should probably wait. Yeah, absolutely. I know that there were... there's kind of like... I've just actually seen somebody in chat to mention, so we had a discussion on Twitter about this, and Corey, as well as many other players, have hit like a point where there's nothing... rank, because they may be chasing those rank 4 materials and kind of those rank the tier 3 alpha, the tier 6 basics, and even though they weren't amongst these, it's definitely something to kind of mention for the I don't know whether to refer them as the top 1%, 5%, 10% of the game people that play. Is that something that's kind of missing, or was this kind of like, as you said, more of a bridging gap between Cyber Weekend and July 4th, or vice versa? It felt like a bridge to me, kind of like Deadpool spring cleaning is that bridge between Christmas and July 4th. The Deadpool stuff always seems to work for them. Exactly. I don't know what it is. I don't know that it's Deadpool, but it's like the deals just seem to
make sense and tick the right boxes for people. But it was really cool just to see the gold thing, because that was something out of left field. Like, you never could have expected.
No,
like,
absolutely.
wait, I'm getting a 6-star rank up gem for gold?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Or Nexus crystals. Like, everyone loves Nexus crystals. So yeah, I think it was fun. It was different. Like, all right, you spent 2, 3, 4 million gold. Like, you didn't feel like you lost anything.
No, absolutely.
It's like, okay, I'll just grind some more gold. Great, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt like a win. Like, even if you're not gonna buy the 4-star Deadpool and compete in the event, like, there was something for the people that wanted to lay down the cash. There was something for people with units, and there was something for people with gold. A lot of stuff available for the free to play community. So,
yeah, that's good.
Something as we've talked about, free to play is never going to have everything available to them, but this time they had a lot more available than usual on these kind of days. So that was good.
Yeah, there wasn't like a huge amount of tier 5 CC available, but let's face it, Kabam aren't going to give that any time for free, because it's just like, it's such a premium thing. That's my disappointment, and why I didn't spend. As I've done my tax returns, I've realized I've spent the less between since the start of the year, so 2021. I've barely spent on the game, which is comparing it against like previous years. It's just, well, it's gone down. For me, if there was tier 5 class catalyst in a huge amount on July 4th, I'd be interested, but there wasn't. If there's something better in Cyber Weekend, I will be tempted. But so far, I've not seen anything that's going to leave me just salivating that I want to grab some of these. Not these deals here. These unit ones are actually pretty good, especially depending on where you're going. If you want crystals, if you want this or you want that. But it's one of these things to try and get you spending on your units before Cyber Weekend comes, so that you might want to kind of part with some dough when it comes to that special day. But what was your...
I imagine we'll see 6-star vision popping up sometime in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. Maybe even some rank up materials. No, they wouldn't put tier 6 base. That's the thing. I'm more kind of thinking about when Kabam will make them more available, or the volumes of them more available, because it's just
I wonder if that's going to be tied to like the next Alliance Quest update.
Yeah,
like if they go and update the rewards, because they usually start to trickle the chase resource into either like the new top map or whatever it is, or like the top 10, top 20 AQ rewards. So you got to wonder if they're going to start throwing little bits of tier 3 alpha or tier 6 basic into that. Because when did the current AQ season start? Was it like last November? So we're coming up on a year, right? I know they've done little updates, but the big update with Apocalypse as the boss was like last November.
It definitely feels like it was, because it felt quite soon after release of Apocalypse. Not ridiculous, but it's like
Apocalypse came out I think last September, and then a couple months later he was the AQ boss. Does that mean Null is going to be the new AQ boss?
Do you know what? I wouldn't put it past that kind of like scheme of things. It's a difficult character. It's got inverted controls in it. It's guaranteed to be a pest in some ways. People said that from Alliance Wars defense perspective, it could be a pain in the butt. It has all the hallmarks of being that type of boss for AQ. So I honestly would not put it past Kabam to elect that to be the champion of the boss.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense, and there's a lot of symbiote characters to build mini bosses that kind of work with the narrative of him taking over Alliance Quest.
Yeah, because then it's the return. Because
we're about to.
If we had to return back as symbiotes, like into, because that's
he's got all his little minions, doesn't he?
And I like that. Oh God, have we just kind of like stumbled across what the next season is? Oh,
kind of feels like it, Rich.
Christ.
We're too smart for our own good.
Yeah, that would be annoying. That would be really annoying if we've done that.
But yeah, no, sorry, I think I interrupted your question. Was it about like what I bought for Deadpool, or? Yeah,
it was going to sidewind into the solo event side of things. That was it.
Okay.
Did you buy for the solo event?
I did not buy for the
No.
solo event. No.
I know people that have done and were very kind of concerned. I was going to say like, you know, intrigued, but I'll go with concerned because it is a concern. This is like another kind of like mini arena type thing. It goes back to the times when Kabam used to do stuff for solo events where there was a rank reward to it. I mean, you still technically do because you've got things like what is it, arena wins, stuff where you get the solo crystal shards and whatever. So it's still out there, but it doesn't feel like there's anything of huge value that you would be constantly pushing for the number 1 spot, or at least top 1,000 spots as it is now. A lot of people asking like, what's the cutoff? Like, I don't know. This is the first time
they've never done this before.
I'll take a guess. There were some things we've just finished.
I've seen some big numbers. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's definitely some YouTubers that are going hard on this event.
Oh right, okay. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I don't think that's if they're very upfront with how much the points they're doing. I think that's a big no-no. As what they're doing is they've just revealed what their points are. It's kind of like from a strategic point of view. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you reveal?
Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, I mean the main reason for me, like, I didn't do this just because there was no time to plan. Like,
exactly.
The deal went live, and I'm like, what is it? I was like, well, maybe if I had a few days to figure out what it is and if it's worth it. But this seemed to be like, let's just jump right in.
Yeah.
And go for it, which is, you know, totally fair enough, totally fine for those people. But for someone like me, where I'd be like, okay, like if this is all that I'm going to do in game while this thing's active, like I need to know what I'm setting myself up for.
Yeah,
and there just wasn't the lead time with this.
Yeah, if I didn't have, as I said, if I didn't have to do my tax return this weekend, if I didn't have my sister's birthday, which was yesterday, we went for the party, went into an escape room. And they're a lot of fun. Escape
room.
It's the second time I've done an escape room. It's quite fun. Although there was a very uncomfortable bit where my uncle had to pump some liquid from a canister, from a tube into a jerry can, and whilst he was doing the pumping motion, he looked M straight in the face, and it was just like a really weird, uncomfortable look.
Oh, uncle!
And we
classic
just,
uncle move.
We
weirding everybody out.
We just peed ourselves laughing, not quite literally, but we were just laughing our heads off because it was just the most uncomfortable thing with him just staring at it and just like, and it was just quite funny. The thing is, he does this a lot of time just to make everybody laugh and just be silly. Like when we got back to my mum's house, he grabbed my sister's foot and pretended to eat it. He's 75. He's not. He just does it for a laugh to make everybody laugh. And after, he just went, "You all right?" to my sister, and like she was the weird one. Any case, right? I've diverted away conversation here, but yeah, it's like we just go back to the same thing about quality of life, time. If you don't have the time, you don't have to do the grind,
right?
And if there's a lot of points in it and there's 1,000 positions, it's not just about 1 or 2 MCs or YouTubers going for it. It'll be about like the other people that either aren't involved with things like forum, that won't kind of exchange data and information, and you'll like, I will guarantee that some of the people, if you go to like the top leaderboard, if I can click on the leaderboard, that's the some of the leaderboards and stuff, you can guarantee that some of the top players in this will be going for a champion at 5-star, which is very difficult to get.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck everybody.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, good luck to everyone going for 5-star Deadpool, and good luck to everyone who's going to be jumping into Act 7.3 next week. Yeah. The next chapter of the story quest is dropping next Wednesday, and the third of the fourth chapter is always where they seem to try something funky, right?
Yeah.
Like in 5.3, it was that scavenger hunt for keys.
Yeah.
We had to jump all around the different quests. 6.3 had the different boosts. This one has these paradoxes.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, like you might need to get a few, but don't get too many or you're going to die.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like hitting that sweet spot of like, solve the puzzle, but don't go overboard, which could be fun, or we might hate it.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I do regret not finding enough time to. I don't know. probably was busy. I mean, look at the state of side events. It takes me about a week to 2 weeks to cover all the stuff that's going on with side events, from champions to cheese stuff, doing a Cavalier cheat sheet, how the side event works, how 4 videos about how the side event works, maybe 5, I don't know. And by the time I've kind of done that, it's then I'm thinking about other content, my second channel and stuff, and I forget to kind of go and do some beta testing. So that's maybe something that I have actually got to do, is do a little bit of testing that, but it'll be out before I know it, to go, okay, well, how are these paradoxes? And from a conversation prior to recording the podcast, I've been given the impression that it's better than it seems. But I mean, from my perspective, it's just feels needless, not pointless, but I kind of say it's just additional complexity that I just don't think is overly needed. But as you say, and that's a very good point, similar to Act 6.3, it just feels like we're doing something similar to that vein. I think I'll just be like happy to kind of like give it a go.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't do the beta, so I can't really knock something that I haven't tried yet. I mean, we've seen this go both ways. Sometimes we read a description and we freak out, and then we're like, "Oh, that was nothing," or "That was fine," and sometimes it definitely goes the other way on it, and we get surprised. But I'm not going to be jumping into 7.3 anytime soon.
Gotcha.
So I wish everyone luck. I will be looking forward to seeing all the videos from the people who jump in on the first day. And as always with new content, like let the YouTubers jump in and figure stuff out in the first 48 hours and start to develop some counters. There's nothing in the rewards that you have to get in the first week to like make or break your account.
No,
there's some nice stuff in there, but this is not like you're going to get kicked from your alliance if you don't do this thing in 48 hours.
Yeah, I got to be honest, I wasn't really well thrilled with the wow factor of the rewards. But that's just, I think that's the scheme of things with Act content, story content.
Yeah, that's always Act 3, right?
Yeah, it's not meant to wow you that much. I'm still a little disappointed that we are, pulling 6 stars left, right, and center, but awakening gems don't seem to be that prevalent in game and still remain a premium item. So,
I imagine that'll be more of a Cyber Weekend thing with the
18,000 units. Or would it
wasn't it the kicker? It was like the extra. I don't remember. Was it extra 3K?
Yeah.
With the after you spend 15, 3 more for the awakening gem.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. I'm sitting around like 9,600 units right now. I don't know if I can get another 8 between now and Cyber Weekend, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm on 10,700 at the moment, and this is one of the first times I've ever not spent as much this year and still found that I'm gaining more. I bought 3,100 units back on July 4th for like one deal, and I've just, without spending any, I've spent a little bit, so I've bought a couple to maybe 3, if I can remember, of the unit packs of 735, the collector's card. That sort of helped, but apart from that, I haven't really been too interested with spending a heap amount of that. So it's been it mainly has been organic growth through things like the some of the methods of like doing normal auto fighting, heroic auto fighting, doing some variant classics, a little bit of arena grinding, but not as much as I used to, but just all the kind of like more natural methods rather than kind of going into it. So that's been nice. But yeah, as to echo what Dan says, I will be going in on Wednesday to do it, seeing how it goes, and then taking it from there. I've got 100% 7.2. I just really have been too busy with stuff, but I want to get lots done. I want to get properly caught up. But
I feel you on that. I am, speaking of what we're getting done, I am almost done Variant 7. I just have 3.2 left to do, and I will 100% variant 7, which is nice because there's 2.5 million gold there.
Yes,
and I've
that's
spent
a
a
very
lot
good
of gold. And then I'll be done with all of the variants that have been released. We expect to see variant 8 by the end of the year. And I can finally update my what variant should you complete first guide, which only goes through the first 5 variants, but is still like a top 10 daily article on the website. And I have just felt more and more guilty about people clicking on that link. And I don't have info on variant 6 and variant 7 on there, because variant 6 is probably the one you should do first.
Yeah.
I think not to get too deep into it, but like variant 6 strikes me as the one with the best rewards that requires the least of you in terms of roster. Like if you have Doom and really Magneto, if you have Magneto and some combination of like Doom and Apocalypse and Void, you can 100% the whole thing pretty easily. So, I want to get that information out there and be up to date, but I haven't had the time to catch up. So, I am working on variant 7. I'm going to do this side quest. I want to take down Null in the in his little side quest there.
Cosmic Horror.
The Cosmic Horror quest. We just had a question about that in chat that was just a little bit relevant. I don't feel bad about having to wait to rank up the summon Symbiote to be ready to do legendary. That makes it feel a little bit earned. And it's really not much different than when they do like the Gwenpool goes to the movies and it's quest 1 week 1 and quest 2 week 2. Like it's like it amounts to the same thing to me at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like for me, it's all about process. Like I'm going to be going in with a rank 5 version of Summon Symbiote because I just kind of feel like I've worked towards something, and it's like maybe some people don't get the idea of like, okay, as soon as you got it, you're like, okay, well I need to do it now. I can do this now. It just feels like there's a process of going. I'm doing the Cosmic Eclipse quest to get some of the shards, but also getting the Clintar Catalyst to rank up my Summon Symbiote. So then maybe when it comes to week, I can't remember when the threshold of it. I'm going to do a video tomorrow on this, going like when the cutoff point is. Like I think Truecos did something about it, like saying like, okay, by run number 20 or something. I can't remember what it was. It may be run number 16 or whatever it was. I've got to do a video on it. That point is going like, okay, I'm ready, which kind of feels cool because then I've gone right. Well, I've done what I've done with the event, so that's Cavalier. I'm then moving on to doing Act 7.3, and then the following week or whatever, I'm then moving on to do Null's Void and Cosmic Horror. So it's like I then know my month, whereas maybe some people are different with that. But then that's you do you.
Yeah.
End of the day with that. I think that really kind of like, what am I doing? I just think, what am I doing? Yeah, I mean, Act 7.3 is my next process when it comes to October kind of like gains. I can't think of anything else. I've got to rank up champions. I said that, this is next weekend's my first chill weekend that I've got. Like everything's just been so busy for me. So I think next weekend is like, I'm going to sit down, write a list of champions that I've got a 6-star. I want to rank 3. I've got to decide whether or not I'm going to do the massive 6-star crystal opening not tomorrow, the month of October, or wait for my birthday on the 20th of November to do a huge massive opening. So I might poll that one and see what the crack is with it. And but the thing is, I'm out of gold. That's the problem. I'll be out of gold, so I can't rank up anybody. So there we go. I've just now got to do a different type of kind of like, I guess I'm free next weekend. Hey, because I can't rank up anything because I've got no gold. It means I've got to get back into arena. But yeah, right, we've got to move on and talk about something now. Like, we've done 45 minutes nearly of talking about Marvel Contest of Champions, and it'll only be right for us to then move on to something that we've been talking about in the podcast for the last several weeks. As a lot of you know in the podcast, we do discuss a lot of things, Disney Plus shows, movies. Have you seen Black Widow yet?
I have seen Black Widow.
Okay, we'll discuss that in depth next week because me and Em are going to watch that tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's next episode of the podcast. Tune in, episode 76.
That's perfect.
We're going to discuss that. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually very glad they did that. But we've got to talk about maybe our final thoughts on What If, which we've been discussing for several weeks. What episodes did we kind of like Not
The last one we talked about was the Marvel Zombies.
oh, Marvel Zombies, man.
So we didn't have a chance to talk about the last 4. So there was the Killmonger episode, there was Bro Thor Parties in Vegas, and then there was the 2-part season finale with Infinity Gauntlet Ultron.
It's all strange because a lot of we talked about this at the start of this the podcast season of discussion of what if. The idea, like, what if they all link together? And
they did.
They did, and it was like, what?
And that was kind of cool. So yeah, I did. I thought the last 2 episodes were a really cool way to bring it home. Obviously, spoilers if you haven't seen it, guys.
Yeah, spoiler alert. By the way,
we are talking spoilers on this. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
Ultron killing Thanos was probably the shot of the show. Like, as far as the whoa, like, because it's just that cold. Interesting. Boop, cut Thanos in half, grab the Infinity Gems, and then sort of the literal breaking of the walls of reality.
Yeah.
Between Ultron and the Watcher, and seeing the Watcher in action, and putting his team together. That was really cool. And I think seeing some of those characters again, Captain Carter, particularly the Doctor Strange, sort of getting a second chance to make things right for a universe. I thought that was cool, and I do like that they gave Black Widow so much screen time towards the end, and she got a bit of a happy ending there, because I'm assuming that she got dropped off in the reality from episode 3 where Hank Pym had killed off Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah, and that's the thing with that type of construct of it. Like, will we see Scarlett Johansson more if they continue the what ifs, or will they do like a completely new string? Because I know was it someone of the producers or something said something along the lines of they wanted to make more stuff with Chadwick Boseman, but obviously for whatever, not for the reasons that we know about, it's simply not possible, and it's sad because they wanted to explore more of that kind of Star-Lord T'Challa, and that would be nice, but different scenarios. We would love to be hearing about him being and doing stuff with Black Panther too, but I guess things are what they are.
Right.
Any particular episodes stand out to you the most that you enjoyed?
I think the Doctor Strange one was my favorite.
Yes, that's same as mine.
I just thought that was the best executed on the concept. That was the one where, like, when you read the concept, I was like, okay, like, it doesn't seem like anything special, but I thought we got a really special episode. I thought what they did with it was head and shoulders above any of the other episodes. And I would say the Thor episode was my second favorite.
Yeah.
Just because it was a complete 180 of the Doctor Strange episode, where it was a complete farce.
Yeah.
And it was just like, how crazy are we gonna get with this? That was just like, the Thor one. You don't overthink that one. Like, that was just comedy. That was just have some fun with it. I mean, they literally called his mom.
That, honestly, that. It's like, definitely like the child. Like, he actually went through being grounded, or having that feeling of being more. Well, he wasn't. No, by the end of it, he was still kind of like sort of party Thor. He got grounded, or kind of felt brought down to earth, which is what the whole situation with Loki and the fact that he was going against the Destroyer, and the Destroyer kind of like knocked him down. How he had to understand how he was to be worthy. He didn't really kind of like come into the point of being super worthy when he was fighting Ultron, but because he was, I'm just trying to think of some of the things that he was saying when he was throwing the hammer at him. Did he say that Viva Las Vegas or something like that?
Viva Las Vegas, yeah. And I just like how somehow, like, in that reality, like, Thor being a bro has made everyone a bro. Like, even Surtur's like hitting on the Statue of Liberty. Like, like, everyone's just full dude in that world, apparently. So yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. Loki did not skip sit-up day in that reality. My goodness.
No.
So that was. They had a lot of fun with that, and that's kind of what you want with these what if episodes. It's like if it's just going to be like kind of like paint by numbers, they're not that much fun. But I think if they go to certain extremes, then they get pretty cool. So you had a question. It's like, hopefully they're going to bring what if back, and I think the general consensus is we want to see more of these what ifs. They were a lot of fun. What ifs would you like to see based on the MCU?
Oh, that is such a good question. I think it would have to kind of follow the scheme of things of what's recently been. It'd have to be like with the Eternals and with Shang-Chi, and maybe even if there was something. Well, I don't know if they can't really do Carnage and Venom or anything like that.
Right? Yeah, they can't do that.
If they were. Right, let's just say there was a deal between Sony and Marvel. I'd love to see, like, what if... I don't know if they could do this. What if Carnage and Venom killed Spider-Man? Or, yeah, what if Venom killed Spider-Man? If they could do it, obviously they can't. But if they were, that would probably be it. But then, like, what if Shang-Chi faced Thanos? Or... Because then we would see like the use of the 10 rings against Thanos. So I think that's probably those two there. And if I was to do a third one, it would probably be what if the Eternals... The thing is, I don't really know what's going to happen with the movie, so I'm just hypothesizing and stuff. But if they didn't... Obviously, they haven't chosen to be... Or what we know about, haven't chosen to be interrupting the scheme of things of what happened with the snap and things like that. Well, what if the Eternals... had intervened earlier.
Yep.
Something like that. Or
right, yeah, that could be... That seems like one that we may get.
Yeah.
Like, pick a point where they may intervene. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got to see more stuff that's... yeah, actually, there's been some good ones in chat, like, what if you flipped which Avengers died in Infinity War? Like, that could be really interesting. I would like to see one where in Civil War, Tony recruits Ant-Man and Captain America recruits Spider-Man. So those two have switched sides. So instead of going in house arrest and all that stuff, like after Civil War, Ant-Man kind of goes straight. He's on the side of the law. Yeah. But that would cause like a big disagreement with him siding with Tony and Hank Pym. And then you've got like teenage Spider-Man on the run. Like, I think that could be cool. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, something like that. Like, I mean, there's some other ones that, like, what if Steve gives Bucky the shield at the end of Endgame? Yeah. That might be something interesting to look at. So yeah, there's some different ones. There's some different ones to look at. I'd like to see some more Guardians ones too. Yeah, that would be good. There's probably some room to. What if Katie Candy? What if Quicksilver didn't die? Now that's one that has some big repercussions that could get super interesting. Yeah, exactly. What if is it? Are they both still alive? Is it Wanda that dies and that Quicksilver lives? Like, those ones can get very interesting. For sure. What if Slayer got Cosmic Ghost Rider? That's just hurtful. What if I got Aegon and was able to do Abyss? What if I got Professor X? These are questions that we'll never find out. Yeah, exactly. Only the Watcher knows the answer. To these questions, which have actually occurred in the myriad of realities across the multiverse. That's true. So yeah. So Rich, have you had time to play any other games? Marvel Future Revolution is I'm still pushing that at the moment. I'm enjoying myself with the PvE. PvP is still terrible, but apart from that, I'm enjoying that. I've made some substantial gains in it. Loving it. They've just added Dormammu, the Dark Dimension, as a grindable area.
So that's something that I've been going and participating in, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot of growth with the Alliance, which again is fun. I've still got a lot of work to do on it, but I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time exploring the various different types of areas in the Dark Domain, defeating Dormammu, and such like. So it's been good. Has your grind been? Have you been playing anything?
I haven't played Future Revolution in a while because I haven't had a chance to really sit down with it. I've played a little bit of Realm, but I'm waiting for the new 1v1 PvP mode to drop to see if that sort of reinvigorates that game. But I will tell you what I have been playing a lot of recently, and this was very unintentional. But my father-in-law took my son to the mall, and they went into GameStop, and my son convinced his grandfather to buy him Minecraft.
Oh my word!
And the Minecraft addiction is real. Of course, he came home. We started a world. If you know anything about Minecraft, and I didn't until like a week ago, the first 10 minutes you have to do a lot of steps to make sure that you don't get killed by zombies as soon as the sun goes down. So we died a bunch of times, and then I had to read a bunch of tutorials and watch YouTube videos on how to live through the first 10 minutes of Minecraft. But now we've built a house, we've got a farm, we've got some cows, we've got a mine. We are spending way too much time in Minecraft. As soon as he gets home from school and I get home from work, he's like, Papa, we have to play Minecraft. And, he'll play for a bit and I'll play for a bit. And he sort of like has this vision of how he wants his land to work. And we've been having a lot of fun with it.
That's brilliant. Do you know what? A lot of people have asked over the last few years of me doing YouTubing, are you going to play Minecraft? And I'm like, I've been kind of putting it off. So maybe I will. If Dan's got a place.
It's very addicting. It's very frustrating. It's very time consuming. But we're having fun with it. Katie Candy had a good question about games. Are we going to be trying Midnight Suns? I think I'm probably going to try it. It looks cool, but I need to learn more about it at the moment.
It does. Now now that's a good point. We'll go over to our Q&A. So if you've got a question, we have got time for at least 3 to 5 minutes of questions. So if anybody wants to put a question into our live chat, and we will answer it. But this has been a first, hasn't it, Dan? For us to be recording a live podcast.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun to have people listening, following along in chat. And we've seen a lot of positive messages about doing the podcast live. So I think we're going to have to, we probably can't do this every time, but I think we're going to have to find some, select weekends where this makes sense.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I really do. So yeah, as said, any questions in chat, thrust them in. Or else we fill out just going close to the hour mark. If you want to ask us a question, you want to talk about MCOC or anything like that, put it in. Opinion on Marvel Switch games, Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that the Telltale games? But yeah, Switch are doing some good stuff with it. Didn't they do one of the first ones, that Marvel Alliance game?
Oh, I don't know. We don't have that one. We've just been branching out from the Pokemon game, so I haven't tried that one. So I don't have an opinion on it.
Yeah. I guess this is one of the problems, that a lot of people had questions towards the start of the stream, and because we're doing it in the way that we are, said the Q&A's at the end, it's like,
that's okay. Well, the Summoner Showdown,
there we go. We got some.
That is a good question. The Summoner Showdown, I don't really care about, but Brian Grant had an excellent video essay yesterday about what that means for the future of the solo competitive mode. That is something that excites me, especially if they do the leaderboard right and they can manage to get the bands right.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure as to whether or not we're going to be using our own rosters.
Yeah.
In that, or whether we're just given a pool of here's 30 random 5 stars at 565 SIG 200.
Yeah.
And draft out of a pool. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if that's been revealed or not. But I think, I don't know. It's tough because on one hand, champion acquisition and rank up is everything in this game, but I would like the level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
because I think that'd be more interesting from a skill-based competitive mode.
Yeah. Taking some other questions just quickly. Katie Candy says, boxers or briefs? I go with briefs. I don't know what you want.
Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
Yes.
Briefs, the ones that look like what I would say pants. You would say like tighty whities or whatever. I don't know. Like we've got a bit of a language barrier based on
briefs
those things.
Briefs would be the tighty whities. Yes.
Oh, well, I don't really. Then I might have given the wrong answers. Boxer briefs then is what I'd have then. So I probably give.
If there's like a little bit of a leg, that's a boxer brief.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we just call them briefs, which is it's just the thing about
this is the content people came here for.
So, do I have my man? Do I have
oh my god!
Briefs here? I think I do actually. So if you're listening, you're probably wondering like, well, I brought my Manscaped briefs. I've actually got to promote these, funny enough, soon.
There we go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we call them we call these like briefs or trunks. Trunks.
Yeah,
sorry.
that would be a boxer brief in America.
Yeah, we call them trunks.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, right, back to some other questions as well. And what have we also got?
What is the hardest part about playing games and making videos besides the time to do it? I would say when you've got an idea and it takes multiple times to get the footage that you want.
Yes.
Like you're trying to get a certain solo or you're trying to show off a specific skill or you make a mistake or you just can't get the setup for what you're trying to do. Is like when you know it can be done and it takes too long to get the footage that you need. That's what always frustrated me about making videos. Mine
is when I feel I've done lots of research. I feel I've done loads of mathematical equations and I've kind of like, I've gone through them multiple times and I think that I'm right. And then when I've done like hours of effort, I put the video out and the mathematics are wrong. And I'm just like, well, shit, what do I do now? Do I kind of like put a pinned comment? Do I take the video down? People are coming to it. If I take it down and put a new one up, is it going to damage the video's performance? I guess that's the thing as well. Difficult for me is that as soon as I've done that, I then have to think, is this going to financially cost me by not doing this or not doing that? So that's kind of like my side of things. Is there any possible replacement for 1v1 arenas? I don't think that's ever going to be a thing.
Yeah, I think you said in your news video, I think you were 100% right. It's not being used. If they're going to be adding a feature like solo competitive, which ties up, more memory in the game, like they kind of got to take something out. So you take something out that isn't being used. I think it just makes sense. Like it's just there's no point to it. Actually, I think the replacement for 1v1 is kind of the practice.
Yeah,
like that's what that is. Like practice is a much better use of 1v1.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's any more.
Do you have to do Cosmic Eclipse Quest every week or not? It's just isn't that just the one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just do it once.
Only, yeah.
Once during the month. Yeah.
Any more questions, anybody? We're giving you some time now. Have you got like last couple of questions, and then we'll end the podcast there. I should fill us out for 1 hour and 5 minutes, which would be a nice round number for the first time we've ever done this, Dan. It's so exciting.
I know, it is so exciting.
Yeah. Okay.
I think. Oh, there we go.
I've recently watched an old video of Rich on the 4-star premium crystal trick. No clue why. Will Rich be doing a celebration dance when he gets 6 stars, similar to the 4-star dances? I might do something similar than that. I have to think about something weird and cringy to kind of like do. Oh, Dan, there's a question that.
Oh, next big thing in the MCU that you're excited about?
Mm-hmm.
That is, let me just see. What is
probably Eternals
coming
next,
up?
Isn't it?
Yeah, Eternals is
Spider-Man.
Next. You're Spider-Man. I think for me, it's probably Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, that's a good
or
point. Doctor
Strange. It's hard to pick between those two. I'm really excited about both. I'm excited about Spider-Man too, but I I don't know. The Doctor Strange one I'm very excited about, but Thor: Love and Thunder, like Thor and the Guardians, Jane Foster is back. Like I think that would could be really awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm quite excited about that. And then on the Disney Plus side, I am most excited about the She-Hulk series because
Yeah.
I really like the She-Hulk comics that I believe this is being based on, where it's more about She-Hulk being a lawyer for superheroes.
Yeah.
And it's very quirky, and it's sort of like an office comedy where she just happens to be She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Right. Okay, we're done with the questions now, except for, first of all, I want to say thank you to KX for that $1 super chat. And finally, Cap Infinity War on 6, of course, Unawakened is good to rank. For me personally, I'm not a massive fan of Cap Infinity War. Unawakened, I'm more of a fan of him being awakened. He can still do stuff, but I just feel that he's just not as good as he could be with Awakened and with 200 signature. Dan, thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, Rich. I was replying to a comment there. And
Would you take an Unawakened Cap Infinity War to? Would you believe that? Would you feel like you should rank up a Unawakened Cap Infinity War?
No.
I think on that point, thank you everybody for coming on by to what has been our first ever live stream version of the Contest Run podcast. Appreciate everybody listening on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, podcasts. We're available everywhere. Maybe on Amazon Podcasts at some point. Haven't decided yet. But thank you very much. Dan, any final thoughts? Any closing remarks?
I'm just so excited that everyone hung out with us today, and we will definitely try to do this again, guys. So we really enjoyed you guys hanging out with us and all the questions. So we won't be able to do it every week, but we will try to give you all more of a heads up next time when we're going to do this.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, everybody, and thanks for super chats, and have a good one. Bye-bye, everybody. See you in episode 76.